Life 4. I will save my friend. After school, I returned home while being escorted by my confidant, Ika. Usually, she would be teasing me about something like this, but it seems like she refrained. Maybe she was being considerate since she knows I'm being serious about all of the supernatural stuff. That's nice of her. At some point, we made it to my house. Everything went like normal for us that evening. The three of us ate dinner together. Ika and I played some games, watched anime, etc. Eventually, it came time for Ika to head home. We stood near the gate entrance of my house. It was dark outside, but the street lamps still gave plenty of light. Are you sure you don't want me to walk you home? It's pretty late. Oh, come on. It's hardly 8 p.m. Plus, I live close by anyway. I'll be fine. Nothing happens in this town. I don't know. Lately, it seems like too much is happening. Didn't I tell you not to worry about that? Take a chill pill, man. Relax a little. It's the weekend starting tomorrow, so I don't want to hear any more of that paranoid talk, all right? We're just gonna lay back, catch some Z's, binge some manga, and hell, maybe you rub one or two out. I mean, when was the last time you even did that, huh? With how much you're freaking out these days, you're probably going through withdrawals. If you need some help, I don't mind sending you an armpit photo or two. For a price, that is, Nishishi. Ika giggled mischievously. Out of nowhere, she reached into her bag to retrieve something. It looked like a piece of paper. She handed it to me. Oh, by the way here. Have this. What the hell is this? It was a piece of paper with a bunch of weird inscriptions on it, including a large blue circle in the middle. Looks like some witchcraft stuff or something. Dunno. Some fortune teller gave it to me at the train station the other day. It says, turn your greatest desires into a reality. I thought it'd be more fitting for you to have, since you're more perverted than I am. By what metric? Anyway, who knows? If all this mythological stuff is real, then maybe this thing actually works? Maybe you can summon a bunch of hot succubus babies to fulfill your every desire, a fufua. But you gotta promise me that if any Shotokuin or Bishounen incubus show up, you'll call me. A girl needs her fix too, but I won't judge if you want to keep one for yourself, fufu. She's back to her regular teasing ways. Well, seeing her act like this does provide me with a sense of normalcy after everything. Plus, the evening we spent together was just like old times. It really did help calm my nerves. As I thought, I'm grateful to have a friend like her around. Hey, Ika. Thanks for today. You've really helped me out these past few days. I feel like I might have gone crazy without you. She took my praise with a smug grin. I know. I'm the glue that holds your world together after all. I can't imagine how lost you'd be without me. Lucky for you, I decided to stick around. Yeah. I'm really glad you approached me that day, all those years ago. You've helped me get through a lot in my life. I'm glad I met you. And thanks for sticking around. You're the best. I said it earnestly, with all of my heart. That appeared to break through Ika's smug demeanor and left her crossing her arms bashfully. She also made sure not to look me in the eye or raise her voice. Hey, that's not the kind of thing you say to a girl underneath the moonlit sky. You're 10 years too early for that, Dudingen. And you don't have enough Bishounen points either. Plus, you could give someone the wrong idea. Huh? I can barely hear what you're saying. Suddenly, she pointed a finger at my nose and shouted. I said, negative points, Didiakoin. You're on the fast track to becoming a registered sex offender. Creep. Weirdo. Pervert. Who the hell did I even do? Whatever. I'm going home. Ika started walking away, leaving me in a puzzled daze. Still, I had enough presence of mind to shout one last suggestion at her. Oi. Let me know when you get home safe. Yeah. I'll shoot you a text. With a tired sigh, I returned to my room. As soon as I entered, I walked straight towards my bed and laid flat on my face again. I sighed. But when I breathed in, I caught the scent of Ika lingering on my bedsheets. Same shampoo since middle school. In the silence of my room, I felt a sweat bead form over my forehead. It's not creepy to remember that, right? Ika Kiryu. On my way home from Hyokuin's house, I started typing a long message filled with a bunch of sappy, appreciative compliments to the idiot. But, nope, I ended up deleting all of it. I'm just not that type of girl. Maybe that's cowardly of me. Who knows? But I can't say that I'm proud of it. I mean, that guy, he's a good guy. He practically wears his heart on his sleeve and always means what he says. Just like before, if he wants to say something nice about you, he'll tell you straight to your face. Same with if he wants to talk smack. I kinda envy that about him. Sometimes, I do wish I could be more straightforward. But it's tough for people to take a girl like me seriously. I don't exactly fit the stereotype of a serious person. I'm always teasing people and getting on their nerves. Plus, I hardly even bother to do my hair or do makeup. I'm plain in a lot of ways. If it wasn't for my reputation as a pervert, I'd probably be a background character too, just like Issei. He seems to prefer that though. Guess he likes his privacy. Still, there's more special about him than me. He's decent, considerate, smarter than he looks, and he ain't half bad in the face either. His smile is nice. I doubt any girl has told him that though. Maybe I should be the first. Nah, that would be weird. We're just friends. Although, friends complement each other, right? If they're good friends, that is. They also express their appreciation and affection to each other, which is what he did earlier, and what I stopped myself from doing just now. Ugh. Now, I'm back at square one, thinking of a message to send him that could sound appreciative enough to match his energy, but not too mushy. I suck at this. Good friend, my ass. Duty Ikuin is giving me too much credit. Duty Ikuin? I'm assuming that you're referring to the boy you were accompanied by. I stopped in my tracks. There was the gruff voice of an older man behind me, causing my panic to rise. Whose? When I turned around, I saw that the trench-coated man behind me was floating off the ground by several meters. But he wasn't just hovering. Behind him, there was a pair of wings. Issei was right. They're real. Fallen angel. I uttered out the name, which made the man lift an eyebrow in intrigue. Ho? So you know of our existence? Your friend must have told you all about us then. I'm scared. I'm more afraid than I've ever been in my life. It's like a feeling of mortal danger. It's just like Issei described it. Like a helpless prey standing in front of its natural predator. And yet, somehow, to even my own surprise, I was able to put on a front. My friend? Sorry, I don't know who you're talking about. I've just always been a superstitious girl, you see. I've always thought, hey, if one thing exists, why not another? So naturally, that led me to the conclusion that you guys were the real deal too. You know. For a mere human girl, you put on a good act, I must admit. He saw right through me. I felt my sense of danger growing. Out of desperation, I secretly kept my phone behind my back, with my thumb over the send message button. When holding the button down, it converts the message into a voice memo. I don't know why this was my first instinct, but right now, whatever is being said is being recorded and sent to. Sorry, Asen, but I didn't quite catch your name. Who are you exactly, if you don't mind me asking? My name is Danashik, and I am a fallen angel of Grigori. I see. Well, is there some sort of business you have with me, sir? It's pretty unusual to see someone out here at this time of night. If you're planning on asking me out, you should probably refrain. I'm not into older guys. Plus, I'm still only a second year in high school. You might be handsome, but I'd rather not cause any trouble. You know, my sense of humor was lost on the fallen angel. Although, to be fair, the attempts at humor were far more likely for my own sake than his. I'm not here for you so much as I am for your friend. Yudiaikuin, you called him? If I recall, his name sounded much different. A nickname, perhaps? You must really be close then. Issei was right. They were all watching him this whole time. He wasn't just being paranoid. Like I said, Asen, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not a very popular girl, you see. I don't have any friends. How modest. No, maybe you're trying to protect him? In that case, you have my respect. It's brave for a human like you to try and fool a fallen angel like me. But there's no point playing games. We already know about the relationship between you two. And knowing that information has made you valuable to our goals as well. Slowly, but surely, my composure began to crack. Why your goals, huh? And what might those be? To my horror, the man in the trench coat finally showed some emotion. He smirked in what appeared to be anticipation. You're going to help your friend discover his hidden potential. I see. While I was lying in my bed, I stared up at the paper that Ika had given me. Now that I look at it closely, it's a lot like an advertisement flyer. I wonder if I could summon a succubus with this. Then, I heard my phone ping. I received a message. HM? It's from Ika. That's weird. She's home already? That was pretty quick. It usually takes her a few more minutes than that. When I opened my phone to check, I was curious about what I noticed. A voice message. That girl never sends me voice messages. She prefers emoticons. I played the message close to my ear, as if to receive a call. But what I heard wasn't just the voice of my friend. I heard another voice too. A voice that I had only heard once before in my life. Sorry, Asen, but I didn't quite catch your name. Who are you exactly, if you don't mind me asking? My name is Danashik, and I am a fallen angel of Grigori. Before I knew it, my legs had already moved, and I was running out of my own house at full speed without even realizing it. No, 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 As I sprinted through the dimly lit streets, I cursed myself. How could I be such an idiot? Why did I let her walk home alone? Am I really such a stupid coward? This whole time, I've done nothing but dread and fear what could happen to me, when the people I care about could be at risk too. What was I thinking? What have I done? What's wrong with me? Ika, I yelled out her name, hoping that she would hear me and appear somewhere. My foolish sense of denial and optimism trying to convince me that maybe she ran and hid. Maybe she got away. I'm such an idiot. Eventually, I stumbled upon something lying on the street floor. It's Ika's school bag. And right here next to it, a pair of glasses and her smartphone. Fuck. I cursed at the ominous sight. I was filled to the brim with so many negative emotions. Fear, frustration, dread, despair. It was too much for me to take. I wanted to just close my eyes and open them again, hoping it was a dream. But I knew better. Just like I could tell that the fallen angels themselves were a part of reality, I could distinguish this current moment from my dreams. This is a nightmare, but it's taking place in real life. What should I do? What the fuck should I do? I was stuck. Afraid. Alone. Without guidance or any idea on what to do. Helpless. Like I've always been. Then, my very own words from the previous day replayed in my head. I don't care if it seems stupid or reckless. If I fail anyway, at least I tried. I'd rather fail at trying to do something good for someone than succeed at doing something terrible or cowardly. That's just who I am. That's right. I picked up Ika's belongings and placed them into her bag. After that, I hung her bag on top of a nearby house gate. I have to go help her. This is all my fault. Even if I fail, even if I get killed, I have to do something. I refuse to just sit idly by and do nothing just because I'm afraid. I'd rather die like an idiot than live like a coward. If it's for my friend, then I have to. Hold on, Ika. I'm coming. I have to save her. No matter what it takes. And so, without hesitation, I ran full speed back to my house, retrieved my bicycle, and sped towards the church in the middle of town with all of my might. Part 2. Shit. Come on. I see. Almost there. I heaved what little breath I could take in as I scaled the short hilltop that the church rested on. Made it. I tossed my bike aside without care and ran to the church. I tried opening the doors, but they wouldn't budge. Damn it. Come on. Ika. Hold on, I'm here. I shouted from beyond the door as I continued tugging at the levers, hoping it would just break off. Then, out of nowhere, holes appeared in the doors, and the loud sound of gunshots rang out. Bang. 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 I fell back, luckily avoiding any grazes from the gunshots. After a moment, the doors were kicked open and a silver-haired man appeared in the doorway. Nyahaha. Welcome, shitty devils. We knew that you'd discover our secret base eventually. Time to. He stopped when he realized that it was just me on the floor. Who the hell are you? Why you? You're that guy from the other day. Yeah? Oh, wait. I know you. You're Rainier's new little boy toy, aren't ya? Nyahaha. My bad. I thought you were a bunch of shitty devils. Looks like I blew my load way too early. Anyway, what are you doing here? Ika. Where is she? Ika. You must mean that broad that Doniship brought in here a few minutes ago. That's right. I forget, but aren't you supposed to be here? Yeah. I think Donishik said to let you through. After the devils attacked? Or wasn't it before? Meh, who cares? Not my fucking problem. I'm not interested in you anyways. As long as I kill some shitty devils, I'm happy. Go ahead. Go enjoy your cuck show, you little shit. It's right there through that staircase. The crazed man directed me forward at a staircase that resided beneath an altar base. As I passed by him, he snickered demonically. Let's hope you and your girl can put on a good show. Nyahahaha. I ignored the man's insane laughter, but the echoes followed me beneath the staircase. Still, I pressed forward. Soon, I made it to the open entrance to a large room. Sneaking a peek inside from the corner of the entryway, I saw what looked like the preparations for a ritual taking place. A 20-step staircase leading up to an altar, men in robes and religious garb surrounding the base of the staircase, praying and humming. Up at the altar, I saw multiple people. 2 of them were fallen angels, one of which being Rainier and the other being that damn trenchcoat bastard. He must be Donishik. It was him. I know it. No other fallen angel here was a male besides him. Then, beside Rainier, there was a big mechanical-looking device with odd symbols on it, and it was shaped like a huge cross. Attached to it was a person. That's Asia. But where's? And lying on the floor beside the fallen angel Donishik's feet, there was the unconscious body of Ika Kiryu. my confidant. Okay, I shouted it at the top of my lungs, revealing my location. Everyone in the sanctuary turned their heads and noticed me. Despite that, I still ran forward. Aika, I'm here. I was halted in my tracks by multiple robed men with various unrecognizable weapons that were somehow pulsing with light. The two fallen angels appeared to notice me as well. I couldn't hear what they were saying from their place at the altar, but it sounded like it was about me. The human? He's here already? He's too early. He wasn't supposed to arrive until after the devils came. That way, we could frame them for her untimely death. Looks like there's been a change in plans, Donashik. Any other bright ideas? Yes. It seems we'll just have to brute force it now. As long as we can discover what kind of sacred gear he has, that's all that matters. We can decide to kill him or spare him afterward. Speaking of which one was the primary objective for our mission anyway? Depends on who you asked. If it was Kokobil-sama, then our mission was to kill him. If it was Azazel-sama, then we only needed to observe and report. I guess whoever we report to gets decided here and now then. I watched as the bastard fallen angel picked Aika up by the back of her neck like some animal and held her up. He shouted to the robed men in front of me, "Let him through. The rest of you, go assist in defending the base." As the robed men cleared the room, opening a path for me, I spared no hesitation in running closer. However, the moment I reached the first step of the staircase, the fallen angel commanded me to stop. That's far enough. Don't come any closer. I stopped only out of necessity, not of my own volition. Put her down, you bastard. I'm afraid I can't do that, boy. This girl still serves a very important role for both of us. Give her back. She's got nothing to do with this. On the contrary, boy, she is the catalyst. Catalyst. You see, boy, this girl is the key to unlocking your true potential. What the hell are you talking about? My true potential? Indeed. It's your hidden power, the sacred gear that you possess. For humans such as yourself, the most well-defined and understood method of unlocking your sacred gear is desire. It's an object that responds in accordance with your desires after all. But sometimes, humans can't achieve anything on what they assume to be desires alone. So in order for you to manifest your power, we must create a need. In times of desperation or horrible circumstances, humans have been known to unleash their sacred gears for the first time. So have at it, boy. If you want to save this girl, then go on. Unleash your sacred gear. Show us your ultimate power. If you can't do that, then this girl is as good as dead. Those are his demands. But I don't even know how to unlock this supposed power. I don't even know if it exists. Everyone's so sure of it. But me. What am I supposed to do? Rainier, from behind her ally, added further. Go on. I see, Kuin. This is your only chance. Show it to us. I have no choice. If this is the ultimatum, then I have to at least try. As long as I can save Aika and Asia, that's all that matters. HNNNGH. I closed my eyes and focused as hard as I could, trying my best to manifest something, anything that could be considered a power of some kind. However, nothing appeared. Nothing came out. I was just standing there like an idiot, out of breath and ideas. As a result, Donashik and Rainier both made displeased expressions. Humph. Nothing? Eh? I knew you were a lost cause. And to think that Rainier spared so much effort in keeping you alive. As Donashik expressed his disappointment, I noticed the body of Aika stir awake. Her forehead was bruised and bleeding. When she laid eyes on me, she snuck her hand into her pocket and quietly pulled something out. A spray bottle? What is she? Oh, well. You see now, Rainier. It looks like your wasted efforts have come to nothing. Let's just go with Kokobil-sama's plan after it. Spew. The fallen angel was cut off before he could finish, by Aika spraying him directly in the face with the bottle. It's bear spray, the one she uses for camping trips. Shit. The fallen angel dropped Aika, causing her to land on her feet. When she stood up, she yelled out to me, Aika, run, Yokuin. Get out of here. Hurry. Don't look B.A. Pierce. Suddenly, my world came to a standstill. Aika was standing there, confused. For some reason, there was something sticking out of her belly. A jagged, glowing object that emitted blue light. I've seen that object before. The first time that the fallen angels threatened my life, Donashik had it. It was a weapon that resembled a spear made out of light. And right now, it was sticking out from Aika's stomach after it was pushed through her backside by the enraged fallen angel, Donashik. Ikeawea. The light spear retracted from Aika's body, causing blood to pour out. She fell to her knees and dropped forward, her body tumbling down the stairs. I ran as fast as I could to intercept her, catching her in my arms and rolling down the stairs with her in my embrace. Thud, thud, bam. Once we hit the bottom, I sat up and held Aika in my arms. Aika, are you there? Speak to me. Tell me you're okay. The fallen angels in the background were arguing with each other about something, but all of the sounds in the world around me were barely audible. You dolt. What do you think you're doing? You're just gonna poison him against us. Didn't you see what that little bitch did? She attacked me. Besides, he's a lost cause anyway. Your hunch was wrong, Rainier. Aika's wound was bleeding profusely. I tried my best to apply pressure, but there was only so much I could do. She needs medical attention. But would they even be able to treat a wound of this kind? I don't know. The panic was taking over. My fear overcame me. Oh. If it isn't Duty Aikuin, Aika spoke weakly. Hey. I'm here. It's me. I'm here to bring you home. Home. Sounds good. My place or yours? I've got a new manga to show you. Don't talk. Save your strength. I'll take you to the hospital right now. I'll get you some help. Hey. You ever think that Kibakuin and I could have been a thing? I know I'm probably not really his type. Or anybody's type, really. Who am I kidding? If it was going to be with anybody, it probably would have been you, don't you think? It might sound weird to say it now, but we make a pretty good pair, I think. Maybe that's awkward coming from a friend. But hey, at least I won't be around to worry about it later. I really wish I didn't die a virgin, though. Aika, please. It's going to be okay. I swear. I'm going to get you home. We're going to read manga, play games, and skip school for a whole week. Just me and you. Just like old times. So please, hang in there. Don't. I tried my best to keep her awake, but eventually, her eyes began to shut. Ah, man. This sucks. I'm scared. I really am scared. Aika. Ike. I shouted her name, to no response. My body and my mind froze. Somewhere in the background, I must have heard Asia screaming in pain, but I couldn't register it. Nothing around me came through to me. It was like the whole world faded away. All I felt was the weight of Aika's body in my arms and the warmth of her blood on my clothes. This can't be happening. No. I refuse to accept it. I won't. God. Are you there? I heard my own voice fill the void of silence. God. Buddha. Satan. Whoever. I don't care anymore. One of you. Any of you. Help me out here. Somewhere within the depths of the darkness, something began to stir. Give me power. As if slumbering for ages, a quiet bellow rumbled throughout my consciousness. Something beyond angels and demons. Something beyond even the gods. Give me the power to defeat these monsters. Give me the power to save my friends. Ivine. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it comes from. I'll trade whatever you want or do whatever you want me to. Just give me the power I ask for. Kami-sama. Buddha-sama. Mao-sama. Ing. I don't care where it's from. I'll take whatever it is. Even if I have to take it. Just as I uttered those words, an image popped into my head. The image of two beautiful young women who attended my academy. The closest association I had to that word, from the devil himself. And just like that, a light emerged from behind me. One separate from my body, and one originated from it. Both were different shades of blue, one dark and one light. In an instant, I recognized the light blue as my own, but the dark one was foreign to me. What wasn't foreign to me, however, was the regal beauty who appeared from the dark blue light directly behind me. Shiin, that light, a devil. How did she get past our barrier? When both of the lights died down, I could see the beautiful woman standing there. That's Shitori-senpai. I recognized the woman as the student council president from our academy. She turned to me and smirked. I've come in response to your summons. Huh? My summons. Yes. The summons was activated by the flyer in your possession. Just then, I recalled the flyer that Aika handed to me earlier. The one in my pocket. Did she know it could do this? No, there's no way. Is it a coincidence? What is your desire? And my desire? Yes. My flyer responded to your desire. What was it? I didn't even have to think about it. Power. You want power? In that case, those should suffice. She pointed at my backside. When I looked back, I finally noticed them. Wah. Wings. What I saw was a pair of glowing, blue wings made of light, extending down from white appendages attached to my back. Somehow, they appeared to be floating above my skin. What is? Light wings of the White Dragon Emperor, otherwise known as the Divine Dividing. It's a sacred gear of Longinus class that allows the user to siphon power from others once every 10 seconds, with the only condition being that they've made physical contact with them. The fallen angels exclaimed in shock. Longinus. Not to mention the divine dividing. Rainier. This kid. All this time, he's been the vanishing dragon, the white dragon emperor. Shitori-senpai looked down at me sternly and asked, "So then? You have power. What is it that you want to do?" For a moment, I paused. I asked her, "Can you save this girl's life?" "I can certainly try." "And you?" I looked up the staircase, towards the pair of fallen angels. My eyes locked on Adana Shiken. Kill him. Zoom. Before I knew it, I was flying. Not running, but flying. My legs lifted off the ground and my wings shot me straight up the stairs without making contact with a single step. And just as I closed the distance, I punched the fallen angel Danashik with all of my might. Bam! GUH. His body spun around, but he didn't hit the ground. Pain radiated throughout my arm from the impact, but I couldn't give a single shit if I tried. I just wanted to keep punching him until he went down. Ugh. You'll pay for that, you little shit. Danashik growled, and I heard Shitori-senpai shout from down below. Now, siphon his power. You want the power to defeat him, don't you? You must take it from him. Focus with all of your desire, and steal it right from his grasp. That's what she instructed me to do. Although I had no reason to trust her, somehow, I knew what she was telling me was true. So, as if based on pure instinct, I held out my arm and shouted, "Go!" As if to answer my command. The wings behind me brightened and released a voice. Divide. Danashik, who had been standing tall just a moment before, stumbled. It almost looked like his knees nearly gave out on him. At the same time, I felt a rush of adrenaline and power like never before. Ugh. Bastard. My strength. Once again, Shitori-senpai shouted. Now do it. At that moment, my entire body was activated. I rushed the fallen angel with reckless abandon. Dawn. One punch was enough to send him to the floor, but it wasn't enough to stop me from continuing. So I went on beating him. Continuously, I punched and pounded his face with all of his might, all the while thinking that I wanted his existence to disappear into nothing. Bam, bam, slam. Divide. Dawn. Dawn. Crack. Divide. Dawn. Dawn. Dune. Divide. Nothing could have stopped me. Not until I heard a weak voice from the sidelines. Issei-san. I froze. Asia, who was chained to the cross at the side, spoke. Please, have mercy. That was all she said. After that, she lost consciousness and her body went limp. When I looked down, I saw the bloody, battered mess I had created. The fallen angel, Danashik, was barely recognizable, if at all. His eyes were too swollen to see and most of his teeth were gone. His entire head was covered in blood, and that blood was now drenching my hands. It was so much that I could feel the difference between the layers of Aika's blood and the fallen angel's. I could even smell the iron from his blood in my nostrils. I tried to stand up, but fell on my butt instead, further away from Danashik. I could only glance between his body and my hands in shock. What did I? I watched the blood drip down from my hands. This blood. It came out of a person. I drew it out from someone by hurting them. It might have been a fallen angel, but I still beat this much blood out of another living being. And I didn't even think twice about it. Is that normal for a human? With these wings on my back, am I still human? Am I different from these guys? Ugh. Go. As I was lost in existential contemplation, Danashik was able to lift himself off the ground. In his hand, he created one of those light spears and cursed my name. USH, itty human. Vanish, ing dragon. But before he could even throw the spear, his chest was pierced by another weapon made of light. This time, it was a pink one. When I looked over, I realized that Rainier had tossed it. Shut up, you idiot. You've ruined everything. Now how am I supposed to fix this mess? Nair. The fallen angel's Danashik fell flat on his face on the floor. I felt my lips curve into a smirk. I felt glad that he was dead. Who cares about humanity? He deserved to die. And I got to watch it happen. That's all there is to it. Am I really still myself? Asia. My mouth uttered her name. I looked over at the hanging body of Asia and then to Rainier, who appeared to flinch at my cold gaze. What did you do to Asia? I asked her up front, with no emotion present in my voice. It felt like I was a zombie or a husk. I couldn't feel a thing in my body or my mind. I was just alive. What do you mean, Ayase-kun? I didn't. She killed her. Before Rainier could properly respond, Shitori-senpai replied from below. Beside her, there was another woman now present, tending to Aika. I recognized her as the vice president of the student council. That mechanical device that you see on the altar is powered by magic. Its purpose is to extract sacred gears from human bodies. No doubt, it's a stolen piece of technology from the research base of fallen angels, Grigori. Still, since sacred gears are intrinsically tied to one's soul, the process which extracts it from the human body is deadly. In other words, the ritual ends in the death of the one who possessed the sacred gear. That girl died after she stole it from her. Quiet, you lying, devil bitch. Rainier silenced Shitori Senpai at the top of her lungs, but it didn't appear like Shitori Senpai had anything left to say anyway. I asked Rainier, "Hey, Rainier, is she lying, huh?" "Oh, of course she's lying. She's a devil. Devils can't be trusted. They lie every time they breathe." "Then, what happened to Asia?" Rainier paused, staring at the glowing artifact floating in her palm, which resembled the rings Asia wore on her fingers. Rainier tried her best to explain. "Well, why you see, I see Kuin. Asia is. She suffered so much throughout her life that she wanted it to end. All she ever wanted was to help and heal people, so she knew that her power was best utilized by immortal beings like us, who could make use of her powers for centuries, across any part of the world. That's why she." Rainier tried to play it off with an innocent smile. "She sacrificed herself." Zoom. Before she could even finish, I had already charged her at full speed, causing her to drop the artifact in her hands. With a tight grip around her neck, I slammed her up against the wall. Slam. Ka. She kicked her feet as she was lifted into the air. RRRGGGHH. Using all of my rage, I somehow lifted us up even further. No, I shot us up, straight up towards the ceiling, which we collided with at full speed. Gremory. "Everything is clear here, Bucho. My servant, Kiba Yudo, informed me." "Good work, Yudo Kaneko. I hope the two of you are unharmed." "Yes, Bucho. Just a few cuts. However, we couldn't defeat the exorcist who guarded this area. Ultimately, he escaped by using a distraction." "That's all right, Yudo. So long as he is absent from a place of operations, he can't pose much of a threat by himself. I'm sure he'll wish to lie low or leave this town soon." My vice president and best friend, Akino Himejima, alerted me to something. "Bucho, I know, Akino. I feel it too. It's a powerful, unknown signature. But there's also a familiar presence." "Indeed, it does feel familiar." Kaneko whispered it with suspicious eyes. "Kaishu-san, she's right. This presence. It's Sona's. I'd recognize it anywhere. But why on earth would she be here? She's hardly aware of the most basic details concerning this fallen angel business. It's not possible that she could have known that this was their base of operations. And for her to come alone." As I was racked with questions, Yudo noticed something that I didn't and reacted using his knight's trait of speed. He guarded me with his body. Bucho, in front of us, from where Yudo guarded me, there was a huge impact. Dune. Kaya. Something burst through the floor of the church, catching us all by surprise. As the dust cleared, we could see something illuminated by the moonlight. Ku. Ak. A pair of figures hovered in the air above us. One was strangling the other with bloodied hands. The one being strangled was a fallen angel, and the other had wings of a completely foreign origin. Those wings. Those are divine dividing. I finished my servant's astonished statement. Yes, no doubt, those are the wings which belong to the White Dragon Emperor. The divine dividing. GUH. The fallen angel, in a desperate attempt to escape the vanishing dragon's grasp, summoned a spear of light and stabbed it into his thigh. He howled in pain. Still, he didn't just release her. Instead, he tossed her towards the stained glass window of the church, causing her to shatter it with her impact. As she fell forward, the glass behind her cracked and fell apart, following her down as she hit the floor. Ugh. Fuck. The vanishing dragon appeared to lose control of his wings and came crashing down into the rows of seats ahead of us. Even so, he brought himself back to his feet quicker than the fallen angel did, who struggled to lift herself up. Then we heard it. Divide. The command echoed throughout the empty, silent walls of the church, and the fallen angel fell to her knees immediately after. Once she was on the floor, the vanishing dragon kicked her in the side of her abdomen with full force, causing her to collapse. He flipped her body over and straddled her. Once again, he began to strangle her with his bare hands. Arnananjich. Gur. Ka. Gu. The fallen angel hopelessly struggled against her attacker, desperately trying to form spears of light in her hand, which kept disappearing due to lack of power. She kicked and clawed, but to no avail. In all honesty, it was a brutal and unpleasant sight. The same way any human would murder another human being. There was no dramatics, no technique, no honor. It was simply a kill inspired by pure malice and hatred. I felt it best to look away, as did the rest of my servants. Either way, it would soon be over. However, just as I had assumed that, Another announcement was made. Limit. The wings on the vanishing dragon's backside dispersed their light and disappeared. Now, only the appendages were left. The next moment, as if losing all of his physical strength, the vanishing dragon, who I now recognized as Issei from our very own academy, released his grip in the fallen angel's throat. The fallen angel coughed and heaved as the oxygen returned to her lungs. Using what little strength she seemed to have left, she backhanded Issei away from herself, finally creating some space between them. Smack! Issei fell onto his side and struggled to lift himself up. His arms appeared to be trembling profusely. So this is the vanishing dragon. The White Dragon Emperor, Issei. Sona, you were right to take interest in him. I see. I collapsed, struggling to lift my upper body off the ground. What? My strength is. It appears you've reached your limit. I heard the familiar voice of the student council president, who appeared to ascend from the staircase I originally entered the sanctuary through. She was accompanied by her vice president, who was holding the body of Asia in her arms. Meanwhile, Shitori-senpai carried Aika. Asia. I tried to run towards them, but my legs could hardly keep me up. You shouldn't push yourself. Your body could collapse under the stress you just put it through. Where did all of my strength go? The power you steal, it isn't permanent. It's only a temporary boost, really. It isn't the same as upgrading your stats. You can only take so much as well. At some point, you'll reach the natural limit to how much power you can take or how long you can maintain it. After that, it's bound to disappear and reset you to zero. That's the nature of your sacred gear. Shitori-senpai explained all of that like it was easy to understand, but it all sounded so alien to me. Still, the power wasn't what mattered. The fallen angels were defeated. The only thing that mattered was my friends. Who cares about my stupid powers? Aika and Asia. Are they okay? Shitori-senpai appeared to sigh. Well, as for your friend, she's lost consciousness completely, either due to blood loss or shock. I was able to stop the bleeding, but at best, our magic is only keeping her from dying. If she doesn't receive emergency medical treatment soon, she won't make it. That shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. This girl, on the other hand, Tsubaki, the vice president stepped forward and shook her head. Just like that, I felt the weight of the world crash down on me. No, I slammed my forehead against the floor. Why? It's not fair. They didn't do anything. It's not their fault, and yet, goddamn it. Why? It's all my fault. All of it. As I cried tears of frustration, I heard another womanly voice interject. Geez, Sona, you can be so clinical sometimes. Why not try being empathetic? I am being empathetic. I noticed a pair of legs knelt down beside me. When I looked up, I saw the familiar, gorgeous face of the crimson-haired Rias Grimory-senpai. Issei-kun, isn't it? It's nice to meet you. My name is Rias Grimory. Don't worry. Everything is going to be all right. Kuu. How could everything be all right? My friend is dead. I recall Sona mentioning that your friend is still alive. To that, I snapped. They're both my friends, you devil. Grimory-senpai appeared startled by my outburst. Still, she didn't seem to take offense. Instead, she apologized. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I had no response. I could only wallow in sorrow. Who am I kidding? What kind of friend am I when I just let her die like that? Don't blame yourself. There was nothing you could do. Of course there was. Look at me. I fought both of those fallen angel bastards on my own, and I still couldn't stop either of my friends from getting hurt. It's all my fault. Everything. All because of me and my stupid power, those two suffered. If only I was stronger. If only I had this power before. Because of me, everything, it's all. As I went on, Grimory-senpai sighed and looked at me with pity. She stood up and walked off. Just then, I noticed that there were other people present that were wearing our school uniform. Two of them, a small girl with white hair and a bishounen wielding a sword, stood by, guarding Rainier. I know them. That's Kiba, the handsome prince everyone talks about. And the small one is Kaneko Tuja, the school mascot, right? As I thought, all of the devils were composed of popular kids after all. Grimory-senpai approached Rainier, who looked up at her with a terrified expression. Greetings, fallen angel. I assume you know who I am. G. Grimory. That's right. My name is Rias Grimory, heiress of the Grimory clan. It's nice to meet you. You are the one called Rainier, aren't you? Why, you damn devil. Just you wait. Once my allies get here, you're all done for. Your allies? Could you be referring to the fallen angels posted outside to defend the perimeter? Or perhaps you mean the exorcists that joined a while later? Well, either way, They were defeated one after the other. The exorcists did make it difficult for us, though. You're lying. Gremory-senpai shook her head and dropped a few feathers onto the ground. Those feathers were too large for a bird. They were definitely taken from the wings of fallen angels. In no way. But the exorcists. This time, the Nadeshiko beside Gremory-senpai spoke. Akino Himejima-senpai, who was smiling, said it in a foreboding tone. After greeting them, they spilled it immediately. The fact that your plan was an independent action from Grigori. The truth is, your mission originally had nothing to do with using ancient technologies to steal sacred gears, did it? Rainier made a horrified expression. This can't be happening. It can't. Things couldn't have gone so wrong. I'm afraid you have no choice but to believe, Rainier. Now then, with that all being said, as the protector of this town, I have no choice but to exterminate you for your crimes. You've put the inhabitants of this town as well as my allies at risk. For that, the punishment is death. Goodbye. In the palm of Gremory-senpai, something like black and red smoke appeared. No, rather than smoke, it was something more. It was completely opaque. Is that devil magic? Whatever it was, looking at it gave me the chills. Rainier must have felt the same way, as she made an even more terrified expression. For the second time tonight, I was witnessing the fear of mortality appear on her face. For some reason, Rainier looked at me. Issei-kun, she called out to me in a desperate voice. Help me, Issei-kun. Please, don't let these devils kill me. I know I've done some terrible things, but I never meant to hurt you or your friend. I swear. All of that nonsense was Danashik's idea, not mine. He did it. That's why I killed him. I only ever wanted to recruit you to our side. From the very beginning, I've only ever wanted to be your ally. I swear. Please, Issei-kun. Save me. I was left speechless by her pleading. She was begging for her life to me. Why to me, of all people? Shouldn't she be begging the devils? Just a minute ago, I almost killed her myself, and yet. Now she's begging me to save her life. But you did hurt my friend. You killed Asia. My monotone voice replied without thought. I know. I messed up. I did something wrong. But please, you have to understand. I was desperate. I was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. I know you might not forgive me, but please, don't let me die like this. I don't want to die. Please, she begged fervently, leaving me speechless. Eventually, though, my heart spoke what it wished to say. If you want to beg for your life, do it to the person you hurt most. Beg to Asia. The moment I said that, Rainier's expression was filled with the ultimate despair. Gremory-senpai took a step forward. Farewell, fallen angel, Rainier. Then, Rainier uttered her final words. Please. Have mercy. My world came to a standstill. Somewhere in my head, I heard the voice of Asia. Issei-san. Please, have mercy. I glanced over at the lifeless body of Asia, who had been laid on the ground. Her peaceful face. I imagined what she would say to me. If she were still here, those words quietly slipped out from my mouth. Have mercy. As if everything was in slow motion, I took one last look over at Rainier. I saw her helpless expression. Before I knew it, I had limped to stand between Gremory-senpai and Rainier. Hi, Udu-kun. For a moment, I said nothing. Once my brain caught up, I realized what I was doing and spoke, keeping my head face down. I'm sorry. But please, let her go. Everyone around me appeared astonished by my actions, including Rainier. Gremory-senpai was the first to question it. I'm sorry, Hayadu Issei-kun, but I can't do that. This fallen angel committed a great number of crimes against this town. If it wasn't for the fact that this was a rogue operation, she could have caused a war to break out between the devils and her own side. As the town's overseer, I must pass judgment. The right to pass judgment. That belongs to Asia. She's the one who suffered the most because of her. And that girl is now dead. I know that. I clenched my fists in frustration, but still kept my head down. You think I didn't want to punish her for that? I was going to kill her, with my own 2 hands. Before today, I'd never even been in a real fight. And yet, I was just moments away from killing her and her friend using my bare hands, like some kind of animal. I don't even know if I can still be called human anymore, but I know one thing. If it was up to Asia, if she were still here, this is what she would want. Even though this bitch hurt her or tried to take her life, that wouldn't make a difference. She'd still want me to show her mercy, because that's just who Asia is. The kindest girl I ever knew. That's why. Gremory-senpai shook her head. So long as this fallen angel lives, she'll pose a threat to this town and its people. I cannot allow that to stand. Not if she's gone. She raised a brow. What do you mean? I looked at Rainier from the corner of my eye. She looked confused, but there was a glint of hope in her eyes. I felt an overwhelming flood of conflicting emotions, but despite my frustration, I pushed them down. Rainier, if we let you go, can you promise to leave Kuo and never come back? The glint of hope in her eye grew larger. Why, yes. Yes, I swear it. I'll never come back to this town again. I promise. You'll never see my face again. I swear. I could tell that she was willing to agree to anything out of sheer desperation, but I also didn't get the impression that she was lying either. Asia, Gremory-senpai, I faced the devils fully this time and bowed my head. Please, let her go. That was my hesitant, but earnest plea. Even without looking up, I could feel them all looking at me with conflicted expressions. I heard Shitori-senpai speak out first. You know that if we do this, we will be taking a great risk. Yes, then you understand that if we do, you'll be in our debt. I understand. I heard Shitori-senpai sigh. Well, ultimately, the verdict is yours, Rias. It's up to you to decide. I know, Sona. With a pause, Gremory-senpai commanded me. Step aside, Haidu Issei. Seeing as there was nothing more I could do, I complied. Fallen angel, Rainier. Why yes, but to my surprise, Gremory-senpai didn't execute her. Leave this town and never return. If you do, there won't be another chance. This is your one and only warning. Do you understand? I watched as Rainier's expression changed to one of hope and optimism. Yes. Yes, I understand. I'll never come back to this place again. I swear. This time, Gremory-senpai sighed. Then get out of my sight. Without hesitation, Rainier unfurled her wings and took off towards the broken window I had originally thrown her at earlier. Right before she left, I felt compelled to say one last thing to her. Rainier, although I expected her to leave abruptly, she did stop in response to my voice. I made sure to look her in the eyes when I said it. The only reason you're alive is because of Asia's kindness. I did this one last act of mercy in her memory. Don't you ever forget that. Silently, Rainier took off into the night, leaving me alone with the devils in the chapel. I felt my legs starting to give out. They're shaking so badly. Still, I used whatever strength I had left to walk over towards Asia and Aika, who were lying on the floor side by side. I knelt down beside them as the strength in my legs finally disappeared. This is all my fault. I picked Aika up and held her closely in my arms. I'm sorry, Aika, Asia. Please, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I felt a gentle hand place itself on my back. It was Gremory-senpai. Don't blame yourself. You can't control the actions of others. You're only a single person. You can only do so much. But if it wasn't for me, and this damn power, these worthless, sacred gears everyone keeps talking about, calling them special powers, what good are they if this is all they get you? Angels, devils, fallen angels. All Asia ever wanted was to have friends. All I ever wanted was to be happy and help others. All Aika ever wanted was to live a carefree life. Now look at us. God damn it. It's not fair. Gremory-senpai stood up. Sona, do as you wish, Rias. They're your evil pieces to use as you please. Just know that the vanishing dragon is off limits. I did mention that if you hadn't replied to my message by the end of the week that I would make a move, didn't I? Too bad for you, Rias. The weekend doesn't start until tomorrow. That's hardly fair. The person he summoned was me, Rias. Fu. Very well. You can be quite the sly devil sometimes, Sona. What can I say? It's in my nature. As they went on with their exchange, Gremory-senpai stepped over to Asia's side and placed something on the girl's chest. It looked like a red chess piece. After she placed that on the girl's chest, Gremory-senpai started chanting something, causing a huge circle to appear underneath Asia's body. That looks like the circle that came out when Shitori-senpai showed up, but with a different color and other symbols. Asia Argento, hear my command. In the name of the Rias Gremory, I ask you to rise again. Be reborn in my name as a servant of the Gremory clan. The circle beneath Asia shined brightly, causing me to avert my eyes. When the light died down, I didn't notice a physical difference in the environment nor Asia, except I saw Asia's eyes open. Asia, I uttered her name. The body of Asia sat up and Elle looked at me. Issei-san. I gently placed Aika down and stumbled over to Asia. Issei-san. Your leg. Before she could finish, I hugged her tightly. Asia, yeah. Issei-san. Thank God. I'm so glad. Gremory-senpai interrupted our reunion. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interject, but there's actually someone here who needs your help. Gremory-senpai's words brought me back down to reality. That's right. Asia, yes. My friend. Aika. She needs your help. She's dying. Please, save her. I pointed towards Aika behind me, allowing Asia to notice her. Without further convincing needed, Asia went straight to her and began healing her wound using her powers. Did the devils return her sacred gear to her? I hadn't even noticed. Just as expected, after only a minute or two of waiting, Aika's wound disappeared. I was filled with so much relief that I struggled to hold back tears. Thank goodness. I'm so relieved. Suddenly, I felt my head start spinning, and my vision became blurry. Thud, Issei-san. The next thing I knew, my face was touching the floor. As my consciousness faded, I remembered one last thing. Rainier. That look she had when she knew that she was going to live after all. Despite being a fallen angel and everything she'd done, I still felt a sense of relief seeing her make that face. Maybe I'm still me after all. End. Epilogue. For the sake of my friends. Ugh. I tried tossing and turning in bed, but my body was so sore that I could barely move. It feels like I got hit by a truck at full speed. You should try your best to relax. That girl might have been able to heal your wounds, but she can't take away your fatigue. Yeah. I paused. Gah. I sat up in shock to see that Shitori-senpai was in my room, sitting in my desk chair. Shitori-senpai. What are you doing here? Who do you think brought you home after last night's incident? Though, to be honest, you were awake sooner than I expected. Last night, suddenly, all of the memories that transpired from last night's events rushed into my mind. Aika, Asia, the girls. Are those two okay? Shitori-senpai nodded. They're safe. Both of them. The nun is currently under the care of my colleague, Rias Gremory. As for your friend, she's currently resting at a nearby hospital. Her wounds are totally healed, but she's currently being treated for her blood loss. Although, as far as anyone knows, it's just a case of severe anemia, that is. I sighed in relief. Huh. Thank goodness. Shitori-senpai stood up. Now that I've verified your condition, I'll be on my way. It's the weekend, so do your best to get plenty of rest. You're going to need it. When you're ready to return to school, I'll be waiting for you. Waiting for me? Oddly, Shitori-senpai smirked. Indeed. We have much to discuss. Then, that same blue circle that I saw last night appeared beneath her, and she was gone in a flash. Sheehan. So I guess devils can teleport? I shook off my confusion and grabbed my cell phone. 6:37 a.m. It's early. Considering how tired I am, the best thing to do would be to take Shitori-senpai's advice and go back to sleep. But not yet. First, I need to make a call. Ring. The line rang. Eventually, a woman answered the call. Hello, Aika. I shouted it at the top of my lungs, which the person on the other end probably didn't appreciate, but they didn't recognize me. No, this is her mother. Who is this? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, ma'am. This is Haidu Issei. Aika's friend? We've met a few times before. Oh, Haidu-kun. Of course. Are you calling to check up on Aika-chan? Ah, yes, ma'am. How's she? The doctors say that she's all right. She passed out on the way home from your house due to a severe case of anemia. A neighbor found her and called an ambulance for her. She was given a blood transfusion when she first arrived. They ran some tests, but everything else came up clear. They say she should be free to return home by tomorrow morning if she feels good enough. They're also going to give her some iron supplements to take home. I see. Thank goodness. I'm so glad she's okay. Yes. Thank you for your concern. Haidu-kun. I'm so sorry. You have nothing to apologize for, Haidu-kun. I clenched my bed sheets in frustration, but I couldn't hold back my tears. I wondered if Aika's mother could tell. No, it's all my fault. I'm her friend, and yet, all because of me, I should have taken better care of her. I should have walked her home. It's all my fault she's like this now. I'm so sorry. Aika's mother had an empathetic tone fit for a maternal figure. Oh, Haidu-kun. Aika was right. You really are a kind person. You care about her a lot, don't you? Yeah. She's my best friend. Hiki. I chuckled due to the phrase that popped into my head. She's the glue that holds my world together, I guess. It had been forever since I felt the comfort of a maternal figure, but somehow, Aika's mother provided that with just her voice. Thank you, Haidu-kun. I'm glad that Aika has someone like you around. You're a sweet boy. But don't worry. You have nothing to apologize to us for. I know that if you could, you'd protect Aika-chan with all of your might. Yeah, sniffle. That's right. Then, my sadness began to subside. Gradually, I was overcome instead by a fierce determination. That's right. I will protect her. No matter what happens, ma'am, I promise you, I'll protect Aika with my life. From now until the day I die. I won't let anything happen to her. Never again. That was my solemn vow to Aika's mother, just as much to myself. That's right. I have to protect her. Using this newfound power of mine, I have to defend her with my life. That's what it's for anyway, right, God? A special power bestowed upon humans to defend themselves and their people? Then that's precisely what I'll use it for. This accursed ability, filled with misfortune, I'll fight against all of it using my own strength. And I won't let anything happen to those I care about. Not again. After a while of silence, Aika's mother finally responded. I'm very happy to hear you say that, Hayadu-kun. Please take care of yourself, okay? Yes, ma'am. You take care as well. With that, we said our goodbyes and ended the call. Feeling my willpower rise to the max, I moved to get out of bed, only to fall flat on my face after my legs caved. Gwa. Thud. I'll protect everyone. As starting Monday. Oh, Oda-sama. Listen, what's wrong? Is Aika's condition worsening? No. Get this. That boy, Hayadu-kun, Aika-chan's friend from school, he just called and said that he would protect Aika-chan for the rest of his life. She isn't going to be alone anymore. We might get to be grandparents after all. What? A proposal. Not to mention, over the phone. That little brat. I'll teach him a thing or two for going after my little girl. Oda-sama, calm down. You're going to wake up our daughter. She's still resting. Part 2. The weekend came and went. Naturally, I spent all of my time in bed, much to the dismay of my older sister. She probably thought I was just lazing around. But my body was seriously out of commission, Nay-san. Please, believe me, sigh. In any case, it's Monday now and my body is mostly recovered. To be honest, I'd like to take another week off of school, but it's not like it's too much to move around. I definitely can't do any pee though. Besides, if I did take off, I couldn't see the person I was hoping to see the moment I opened the front door to my home this morning. Dakoin. Hey, you look tired as usual, did Aikoin. Without saying a word, I hugged Aika tightly. W.O. Feeling bold today, are we, Duty Aikoin? Jay, just don't cop a feel without permission, okay? Unless you want to get smacked, that is. I'm so glad you're okay. You have no idea how worried I was about you. Oh, yeah. Well, that's nice to hear. It was just a little anemia, but I'm all good now. Thanks for your concern. So she doesn't remember what happened? I wonder if that's the devil's doing also. Can they erase people's memories? I pulled away and inspected Aika from head to shoulder. Are you sure you're okay? No pain or discomfort anywhere? No, man. I'm good. They wouldn't have let me leave the hospital if I wasn't okay. Geez. You're worse than my mother. I sighed with relief. Mischievously, Aika snickered. Nishishi, speaking of my mother. She actually told me something really nice the other day. Apparently, when I was stuck in the hospital, you were the first one to call asking about me. And you said, oh, what was it you told her? Something about, you'll protect me for the rest of your life? Looks like she's back to her usual teasing self again. Hee. Thank God. Or I guess, in this case, devil? Yeah, I meant it. No matter what happens, I'll look after you. I won't let anything happen to you again. Aika. Promise. Aika must have been taken aback by my declaration since she started stammering a bit. Achia. Is that so? Well, you better prepare yourself then. 'Cause I'm gonna cause a bunch of trouble every day for the rest of your life. And you're gonna have to cover for me. And you're gonna pay for everything. Sounds good. As long as you're around, I'm happy. Aika appeared to become frustrated. I mean, that's an angry face, right? I don't think I've ever seen her cheeks that red before. She must be super annoyed. Why, you little virgin? Don't think you'll score any extra points just 'cause you say nice things, even if you've got that serious face, huh? But I am serious though. For some reason, Aika started to back away from me, which caused me to get closer. Hey, watch it. Don't get any closer. I have bear spray. I'll spray you. Wait, where the hell is my bear spray? Did you steal it when I wasn't looking so that I'd be defenseless against your assault? What are you even talking about? What assault? And why do you keep getting further away from me? Eventually, our antics somehow devolved into me chasing after her on the way to the academy. Well, I say chasing, but it's just me trying to keep up because she kept running from me. I'm not even in the condition to be running like this. Hey, where are you going? Why are you running from me? Stay away, perv. Weirdo. Stalker. Peeping Tom. Why are you just shouting random shit and running? Guh. My stomach is cramping. My fucking legs are cramping. Okay, truce. What do you mean truce? You're the one who started running in the first place. Knock, knock. I knocked on the doors of the student council room. Soon after, I heard the voice of Shitori Senpai from behind. Come in. I opened the door and entered. Unlike the first time I was in this room, there were more people present. Are these other members of the student council? Or maybe they're all devils as well. Either way, in terms of gender, I'm completely outnumbered. Everyone else in here is a girl besides me. Good morning. Haidu Issei. Yeah, good morning. Please, have a seat. Somewhat hesitantly, I took a seat at the end of the oval-shaped mahogany table, opposite of Shitori-senpai, just like last time. You seem to be doing better. How is your body holding up? Oh, yeah, I'm good. There's still some soreness here and there, but I can move. Not sure how much I'll be capable of during gym class, though. You won't need to worry about that. We've retrieved special permissions to excuse you from any physical activity in your gym classes for the next week. What she said surprised me. She got me excused from gym class. Just how much influence do these devils have here? I see. Well, thanks, I guess. Don't mention it. More importantly, I wanted to discuss the terms of your application to the student council today. Huh? My application? Are we still going forward with that? Well, I still haven't given you an answer yet, have I? I guess not. Shitori-senpai cleared her throat and lifted the stack of papers in front of her. As to the application of Haidu Issei for a position in the student council, your application is accepted. The position is yours, should you wish to take it. Surprisingly, I was accepted. Oh. I see. You don't seem very pleased. Oh, no, it's not that. It's just, well, I'm not sure what to feel, to be honest. I mean, I looked around the room at everyone. Is everyone here? You know, a devil? That's correct. Everyone here is a member of my group. Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just come out and say it. I don't really see what's the point in joining anymore. I mean, is this really even a student council? A gang of devils. Isn't this more like a cult or something? An amber-haired girl with twin tails seated on the right side of the oval table protested me. Hey, that's rude. Meguri. Shitori-senpai checked her with her voice, causing the girl to hold her tongue. She still looked slightly offended at what I said, though. Instinctively, I apologized. Sorry, I wasn't trying to insult anybody. I just don't know how else to describe this sort of thing. I didn't think devils existed till about a week ago. Shitori-senpai explained. That's all right, Haidu-kun. I can't blame you for being ignorant about the way we operate. If you must know, this is still the student council office. We do still participate in the regular student council activities as they are assigned to us. In fact, I would say that everyone here takes their position in the student council seriously. In response to Shitori-senpai, I could see the same girl who shouted at me proudly nodding her head in my peripheral vision. However, it is also true that we tend to use this room as a front as well. We conduct devil operations the same as student council operations here. The only difference being that we usually reserve devil activities for after school, unless it's something that needs to be addressed promptly. I see. In that case, I still don't really see why I would possibly join if I'm not a devil myself. To that, Shitori-senpai smiled. I'm glad you said that. You see, along with accepting your application to the student council, there's actually one more thing that I wanted to offer you. Shitori-senpai reached down underneath the table and retrieved something. It was a box shaped like a small suitcase. She unclasped the locks on it and opened the box. In the velvet interior, I saw a few blue-colored chess pieces neatly placed into their own slots. Some other slots were empty. Chess pieces. They're more than that. I take it you remember what happened in the church the other night. Yeah, do you recall the ritual that took place? The one that Rias Grimmery conducted? A ritual. Wait, that's right. I remember. Back when Asia still seemed like she was dead, Grimmery-senpai did something to wake her up. Now that I think about it, she did place a similar-looking chess piece on Asia's chest back then, didn't she? Are those similar to the objects that Grimmery-senpai used on Asia? You catch on quick. Indeed, these are the very same objects. They're known as evil pieces. Every devil of high-class status is awarded these at some point. They allow us to reincarnate others into our eternal servants. Reincarnate. Indeed. The other day, when Rias Grimmery used one of her pieces on Asia Argento, it was to revive her from death as one of her servants. As a result, the girl is now a part of Rias Grimmery's devil peerage, an extension of the Grimmery clan. That part gave me pause. You mean? Asia is a devil now. That's correct. She is a devil under the service of Rias Grimmery. Accepting one of these evil pieces means ascending from humanity and becoming a devil. That shook me. Asia's a devil now, which means she's no longer human. Shit, how does Asia feel about that? I haven't seen her since the other day. Is she doing all right? Where is Asia now? Don't worry about that for now. You'll be seeing her very soon. Instead, let's focus on the discussion at hand, shall we? She dodged my question. I'll let it go for now, but I am going to see Asia, one way or another. I have to check up on her as soon as possible. Now, what I wanted to ask you was this. Haidu Issei, how do you feel about the idea of joining my peerage as well? My face went blank. Pardon, I asked how you would feel becoming a member of my peerage. You mean, like, becoming your servant? Becoming a devil under my service? Yes. So, in essence, like your slave? In essence, yes. However, I wouldn't characterize it as merely slavery. There are benefits to it. I was left sitting there quietly. The reason being, well, let's just say my brain started imagining random things. And by random things, I mean that my brain started to envision Shitori Senpai clad in sexy demon cosplay, looking down at me from a throne. Get down on your knees and service your master, slave da. Guha. Yuhihihihi. I get it now. I totally get the appeal behind Shitori Senpai's cold demeanor. The reputation makes so much sense to me now. Haidu-kun? Haidu-kun. I was snapped out of my daydreaming by Shitori Senpai's call. Huh? Oh, sorry. I zoned out. I'm afraid I can't offer you anything like that. But there will be plenty of other benefits. I froze in fear. Devils can't read minds, can they? No. I am good at reading expressions, though. Much of what people don't say is in their eyes. I see. I seriously need to be careful around this lady. She's a demon, for real. What a terrifying ability. All of my years of training to hide what I'm thinking from my face might not be enough for her. So, Haidu-kun? What do you say? Huh? Oh, right. I mean, that's a big question. For me to quit being a human and become a devil, not to mention the eternal servant to another devil. I don't know. Why would I want to? Well, let me explain to you some of the benefits. Maybe that will help you come to a decision. Tsubaki, at the command of Shitori Senpai, her vice president, Shinra Tsubaki Senpai, walked over to me and placed some papers on the table in front of me. It was a bunch of charts and diagrams with numbers. I didn't understand any of it. As you can see, the Sitri clan represents a large conglomerate of the health industry in the underworld. They also maintain a high status as one of the 72 pillars. As such, finances and job security are no issue. You can be rest assured that a grand majority of the Sitri clan's benefits will be available to you. This includes, but is not limited to, the highest level of formal education, financial assistance, medical coverage both in the human world and the underworld at the most sophisticated medical institutions, which can guarantee the health of your human family members. As for general income, Tsubaki, Shitori Senpai interrupted her vice president. Thank goodness. Only the basics, remember? And in layman's terms, if you would, of course. Forgive me. What Kacho means to say is, I summarized the explanation for her. So basically what you're saying is, I'll be rich, healthy, and smart for as long as I live. Shitori Senpai smirked. As I thought, you do catch on quick. But rather than characterizing it that way, the way I'd describe it is, if you become a member of the Sitri clan, you can be rest assured that you'll be taken care of, whether it be security, financially, medically, or in your education. You and your family are secured. Immediately, I thought of my sister, Kyoko-nichan. She's been working hard all of this time just to support us. It'd be nice if she could just take a break and relax for a while. Hell, if I could make it so that she'd retire entirely, even at this young of an age, that would be. Wait, no, don't get enticed too easily. Think about it. What's in it for them? When Rainier originally described devils, she described them as lying, selfish scumbags who are only in it for themselves. Yeah, and look how that turned out. Genius. Rainier ended up being the lying, selfish bitch who wanted to use Asia for her own gain. At this point, I don't know how much of what she told me back then was true, if any of it. I mean, aside from just the fact that she didn't want to kill me. At least with that, I believe her. If she wanted me dead, she would have killed me. There were plenty of chances to get rid of me. Anyway, in terms of a deal, that sounds great on my end. But what's on the other side? That all sounds well and good. But what do you get out of it? That's obvious. Your eternal servitude. So basically, my soul? Not exactly. Although you would be reincarnated by my evil pieces, which would then be tied to your soul wouldn't be in my possession. Traditional soul bartering hasn't been in practice for many centuries at this point. So your soul would be your own. It's simply your loyalty that's being requested. My loyalty? Huh? Loyalty to her or to Satan? Actually, that kinda sounds like a stupid question when I think about it. With all of this talk about clans, I'm assuming that she means I'd be serving her and her clan. Wait, what did she call it earlier? So I'd be serving you and the Shirtorai clan? Actually, it's the Sitri clan. Oh, is it actually pronounced differently or something? No. Shirtori is merely a cover name, an alias I use to conceal my true identity in the human world. My real name is Sona Sitri. Sitri is the name of my clan. Oh, I had no idea. I guess it makes sense for a devil to have a secret identity. Wait, does that mean that Gremory Senpai's name is also something different? No, that is her name. Unlike me, Rias doesn't take as much careful consideration to conceal her identity. Although, to be fair, it isn't as if most humans would recognize the name anyway. Not in the modern day, at least. That's funny. I guess not every devil is the same. I should have guessed that. Gremory Senpai and Shitori Senpai don't really act similar at all. There's another benefit that I didn't mention as well. Shitori Senpai continued from where she left off before. What she said next was what interested me the most out of everything. Along with everything that's been mentioned up until now, there's also something else. Your power. The sacred gear that you possess. The one known as the Divine Dividing. The mentioning of my power made me uneasy, or more like suspicious. After what happened with Rainier, I can't be too careful now. What about it? I can understand your caution. The events you experienced the other night would be traumatic for any human. That being said, it's clear to see that night was your first time experiencing the appearance of your sacred gear. So what if it was? Well, it was also clear to anyone who was around that you also had no idea on how to use it, which is no surprise. However, if you truly plan on protecting the people you care about, you can't go around using that power so carelessly. Without proper guidance, you'll likely end up causing yourself or others great harm. And the potential to lose yourself and be consumed by your own power can also occur. The risks are high. Is it really that dangerous? You experienced it yourself, didn't you? A regular human like you was able to defeat 2 grown fallen angels back-to-back without any training. Something like that could only be accomplished by a Longinus like yours. From the left side of the table, another brunette girl with twin ponytails stood up and shouted, "Eee! He seriously did that." Ruruko. Sorry, Kaicho. Just like the other girl, she sat back down with Shitori Senpai's single word. Wow, she really has this place under control. That startled me though. I heard that term before, but what is a Longinus? A Longinus is a special classification of sacred gear limited only to the strongest or most powerfully unique sacred gears, of which there are only 13 Longinus class sacred gears. Although, the clearest and most concise explanation is that they are God-killing weapons, titled after the man who pierced the side of God with his spear, Cassius Longinus. For example, your sacred gear is called the Divine Dividing, which makes you this generation's current Hakuryaku. The Divine Dividing specifically is categorized as a mid-tier Longinus. W8, hold on. What do you mean God-killing weapons? As in, capable of slaying gods? Actual, real gods. That's correct. Although it's never been accomplished, it's said that all Longinus are capable of becoming weapons capable of slaying gods. Take your sacred gear for example. It allowed you to defeat 2 different fallen angels, which were probably multiple times your strength and age. It's true that you caught them off guard, but you handled them nevertheless. With a power like yours, which specializes in siphoning strength from even more powerful opponents, you don't think it might be possible that you could reach a god-level strength at some point while using it? She has a point. If I can steal enough power while in a fight, I can make my opponent weaker than me or make myself as strong as them, which means I could theoretically beat anyone. That is a wicked power. That being said, none of that will matter if the limit of how much you can steal is too low. Without proper training, you'll end up just like the other night, where your body collapses under the pressure of the strength you just lost. That power doesn't last forever, which means you need to maximize how much of it you can take in any given battle and how long you hold on to it. If you don't, you'll eventually run into someone who is so powerful that when you steal their power, they won't notice a difference, but you'll be completely spent. So it's basically like I'm a bucket filled with water, but I can only take so much water. So whether or not I'm up against a puddle or a lake, the amount of water I can take is what determines the outcome. I need to make my bucket bigger. I saw a glint in Shitori Senpai's eye. A clever analogy. You're more astute than you lead on. Your test scores don't seem to be a fluke after all. I can tell that we're going to get along well. I narrowed my eyes. Whoa, hold on now. I haven't agreed to anything. I still don't know if I want to do this. To my surprise, this time, the other student council members began to chime in, starting with Shinra-senpai. Logically, it is the wisest choice, Hayate-san. Considering the manner of sacred gear you possess, it's only natural that you would establish an alliance with one of the three factions. Otherwise, as a free agent, you'll be considered a high-level threat to anyone you come across. At least when you form an alliance or join a peerage, you have the resources and protection of whichever clan that you represent, as well as the assurance that you won't be attacked so brazenly by any opposing side. Another brunette girl, with twin braids and a blue headband added to that. There's also your family to consider. When you have a sacred gear, it makes it easier for you to be targeted. It's safer for your family if you have some kind of protection instead of being on your own. The girl from earlier, I think her name was Meguri, interjected as well. Plus, devils have a long lifespan, so you'll basically live forever too. But what about my family and friends? My response left her silent, with an awkward smile. If something like that concerns you so much, you can always just reincarnate your family members into your own peerage whenever you're given your set of evil pieces. What Shitori-senpai said caught my attention. My own peerage. You mean, I can have servants too? Every devil who reaches the status of high class is gifted with their own set of evil pieces, which then allows them to live independently with their own peerage. And those people in my peerage, they would be my servants, which means they would do what? Whatever you ask of them. They're your servants to do with as you please. My brain stopped. Then, suddenly, my brain went into overdrive. All of the worldly possibilities flooded my mind. AAA Master. Kaya Issei-sama. Please, give me more. Master. Issei-sama. I need you. Please love me. You. OH. Ero-sensei. This is it. This is my chance. I can finally achieve the legendary harem that we've always dreamed about. Sensei, your memory shall live uanoon. Hi to Issei, at your service, is what I was tempted to say. I was seconds away from saluting Shitori-senpai and swearing my loyalty, but through only sheer power of will, I was able to hold myself back. Only for one reason. Ahem. Before that, I have a question. Aika, my friend. She doesn't remember anything from the other night. Did you erase her memories? Only what was necessary. We limited the memory manipulation to about 12 hours prior to the end of the incident. We concluded that would be sufficient for her sake. 12 hours, huh? In that case, she definitely won't remember anything from that night. Good. That might be for the best. Putting the issue of her memory aside, her safety is what's most important. I can't allow anything like that to ever happen again. Not to Aika, not to Asia, not to my sister, anyone. I have to get stronger. I need to be able to protect the people I care about. That's what matters to me the most. If that's the case, then this is your best option. If you join my peerage, I can personally guarantee you that you will become stronger. As your master, making you stronger would be my highest priority and completely to my benefit. I have no reason to deny you that ambition. So if you want to protect your family and the ones you love, there's no better choice than this. I thought about it for a minute. Rainair came after me in Asia because of our sacred gears. Our special abilities made us targets. All around the world, there's going to be creatures and forces who will want to use our powers. They'll want to use them, abuse them, steal them, and if they can't, they'll just kill us. All our lives, that's going to continue. Until the day we die, the only way to avoid that, for the sake of our friends and family, is to form an alliance. Make a pact. Join a clan. Become stronger. The images of that night flashed through my mind. Aika's belongings scattered across the residential streets of her neighborhood. The look on her face when she realized she'd been stabbed. The blood that was leaking out of her belly. The color leaving her face. The sight of her eyes slowly shutting. Haidu-kun, are you all right? Shitori-senpai asked me, snapping me out of my stupor. Everyone else appeared to look at me with concern. I must have been making quite the expression. I shook it off. If giving up my humanity is what it takes to protect everyone, I've made my decision. Then so be it. Shitori-senpai smiled. I'm glad to hear you say that. On one, no, two conditions. And what are those? Aside from becoming stronger, I want financial security for me and for my sister. If possible, I'd like it so that she never has to work another day in her life. Let her retire as early as she likes, with plenty of funds to spare to live carefreely. That was my first request. Shinra-senpai claimed that financial stability and security was no problem for their clan, so let's test that out. Despite my brazen request, Shitori-senpai agreed. Done. Is there anything else? I thought it over for a moment. Another thing came to mind, but it was less of a request and more of a warning. I won't kill or harm any innocent human beings. I don't care what you offer me, what oath I'm under, or what allegiance I take. I won't hurt innocents. And I won't destroy or disadvantage those beneath my status. Even if I'm your servant, I won't be a slave. If I disagree with your command, I won't obey it. That's all. To my declaration, everyone looked surprised. Shitori-senpai appeared intrigued most of all. That might pose an issue. As your master, I would have ultimate authority over your actions. If you chose to disobey or disband from me, that could mark you as a potential stray, which is a criminal offense. For that, you could end up being sentenced to imprisonment or death. I won't compromise on my morals or beliefs. I'm not necessarily asking you to either. Shitori-senpai crossed her hands and closed her eyes. She must be thinking, very well. How's this? Although I will be asking of you for nothing less than absolute loyalty, I assure you that I won't ask you to discard your morality or personal beliefs simply for my sake. Not now nor in the future. I certainly won't be asking you to harm any innocent people either. If you believe that I would, then you must have a grim impression of devils. Though, I can't blame you entirely for that. That being said, you have my word about what I said. On the honor of my name as heiress to the Sitri clan, that is my promise to you. Issei. That sounded pretty earnest. Everyone else appears to be taking this pretty seriously too. They probably don't get to hear Shitori-senpai make promises like that often. For me though, it's undeniably necessary. I can become a devil in my body, but I won't be in my mind or my heart. I'll cling on to my humanity, no matter what. Otherwise, how could I face Aji-chan and Ero-sensei in the afterlife? Come to think of it, I wonder if I would see them at all after becoming a devil? Wouldn't I go straight to hell? I guess we'll find out. Hui. After taking a deep breath, I finally confirmed it. All right. I'll do it. Once again, Shitori-senpai showed off her rare, beautiful smile. In that case, welcome to the Kuo Student Council. Haidu Issei-kun. Clap, clap. To my surprise, everyone started clapping. Out of instinct again, I gave the proper response of bowing my head in thanks. Oh, thank you. I hope I can get along with everyone. In terms of accepting a student council position, this felt normal. In regard to deciding on quitting my own humanity, it's a weirdly casual congratulations. Shitori-senpai finally stood up from her seat, causing everyone to stand up as well. Naturally, I followed along and stood up too. Now then, why don't we start with everyone's introductions? Dakoin. Out of nowhere, the student council room doors opened and two people entered. I recognized both of them right away, with one of them being someone I was waiting to see. Pardon the intrusion, Sona. Good day to you all. I hope I'm not interrupting. Gremory-senpai greeted her friend, and Shitori-senpai greeted her in turn. Not at all, Rias. I've been expecting you. Aisha, I exclaimed. Unintentionally, I cut their greetings short as I ran over to the girl accompanying Gremory-senpai, Aisha. I hugged her just like I did with Aika, causing her to stutter from embarrassment. Yua. Issei-san, I'm so glad you're all right. It's good to see you. Why yes, same here. I'm also glad that Issei-san is all right. When I pulled away, I asked her about what concerned me the most. How are you? Are you doing okay? Do you have somewhere you've been staying? Oh, why yes, I'm fine. Actually, Bibucho-san has been allowing me to stay in the extra room of the old school building for now. It's comfortable there so there isn't an issue. That's odd. Asia's Japanese has improved dramatically. If anything, it sounds perfect now. Did the devils give her a language buff or something? That's good. I'm glad. I really am. Of course, I couldn't prevent my guilt from rising to the surface. I took Asia's hand into my own. Asia, I'm sorry. Because of my own weakness, you lost your life. I was too weak to save you. Now, thanks to my weakness, you're no longer a human, but a devil. It's all my fault. Can you ever forgive me? I didn't know if I even deserved forgiveness, but I asked nonetheless. However, Asia gently placed another hand on top of my own. Issei-san, you have nothing to apologize to me for. I know that if you could have, you would have protected me. You cared for me, looked after me, and gifted me with more memories than anyone ever has before in my life. You became my very first friend. Bucho-san even told me that you cried for me. There is nothing more that I could ask for in my life. I'm so glad to have met you. So even though I become a devil, I'm grateful for how everything has turned out. Thank you, Issei-san. It took all of my willpower, but I was able to hold back my tears and smile. Yeah, same here, Asia. I'm glad I met you too. And I promise that no matter what happens, I'll protect you too. I'll make sure nothing like that ever happens to you again. You have my word. I'll stay your very first friend now and forever. Yes. I'm so happy, Issei-san. We both smiled. Ah, I really am so glad. From the side, Gremory-senpai had a friendly smile. I'm glad the two of you were able to reunite under better circumstances. Isn't that great, Asia? Yes, Bucho, that's right. Asia is Gremory-senpai's servant now. I'm not sure as to what kind of master she is yet, but Asia seems okay. And considering the type of behavior I've seen from senpai, she actually seems alright. She certainly has a softer personality than Shitori-senpai, I think. That aside, she's still the reason that Asia is alive at all. So for that, Gremory-senpai. I turned to Gremory-senpai and bowed my head fully. Thank you very much for bringing Asia back. You have my eternal gratitude. I'm in your debt. I felt a softness on my hair. Ah, Gremory-senpai was patting my head. Your words are sweet. I appreciate the thought, Issei-kun, but you don't need to thank me. At the end of the day, this benefits me as well, so I can't act as if it was entirely out of the kindness of my own heart. I see. Even so, if you're ever in need of something, don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm willing to lend a hand, especially if it concerns Asia. Anyone who's an ally to her is an ally to me. I'll keep that in mind. Issei-kun, thank you. I hope you don't mind if I call you that. In exchange, you can just call me Rias. Of course, Rias-senpai. Shitori-senpai finally asked Rias-senpai. So what brings you here, Rias? I assumed that you wanted to reintroduce the two, but was there anything else you wanted to address? Actually, yes. It's true that I wanted the two to meet, but that was more so Asia's request. Since she'll be attending the academy from now on, they were bound to meet each other sooner or later, attending the academy. Speaking of which, Asia is wearing a Kuo student's uniform, which means she's going to be coming to school here from now on. That's awesome. That means I can see her all the time. Oh, now I can introduce her to Aika, and she can make tons of new friends. I wonder which class she ended up in. Other than that, though, there were a couple of other things. Mainly, I wanted to see how the discussion went. I'm assuming the verdict is in your favor? Rias-senpai asked. Shitori-senpai's smile held a hint of pride in it. Yes. Hayato Issei-kun has agreed to join the student council as well as become a member of my peerage. Congratulations. Although it's too bad for me. I thought that if he refused your offer, I might have been able to convince him to join me instead. Presumptuous as always, Rias. Asia made a shocked face at the revelation. Issei-san, you're becoming a devil as well. Oh yeah? I thought it was the smartest option, since I have no idea how to become stronger on my own. Rias nodded and praised her friend. Well, there's no better choice. I'm confident in my own abilities, but in terms of pure intelligence, Sona has always held the upper hand. If there's anyone who can teach you to use your powers efficiently, it's her. You'll undoubtedly become stronger under her tutelage. Good. I wouldn't have it any other way. If it turned out that I wasn't getting any stronger after becoming a devil, I might actually rebel just out of frustration. That all being said, you're still welcome to visit Asia as well as the rest of us in the Occult Research Club in the old school building whenever you like. That is, whenever you aren't busy with your student council work or devil activities. Oh, thank you, senpai. I appreciate the hospitality. From there, Rias-senpai mentioned one last thing. Speaking of which, the final thing I wanted to mention is that today we'll be having a welcoming party for Asia after school. Naturally, it'll be held in our club room. You're welcome to join, if you wish, Issei-kun. Oh. Surprisingly, Rias-senpai invited me to hang out with the rest of her crew. I'm not really personally familiar with anyone in her club. They're just the popular kids to me. But if it's for Asia, then I'd like to go. Already trying to steal my strongest potential member away? Rias? Shitori-senpai. Kaicho accused her. Rias-senpai just shrugged her shoulders casually. I thought it was the courteous thing to do since he and Asia were close. He might not be a member of my peerage, but he still qualifies as an ally, so I've no reason to exclude him. Even so, it's a bit much to invite him over so callously considering everything, isn't it? The celebration aside, any more time spent with you instead of his own master or peerage might be overstepping it, honestly. If you say so. Rias-senpai then turned to me and apologized. Sorry, Issei-kun. Well, actually, senpai, I'd like to go. Oh, but Rias appeared to glance towards Kaicho, causing me to do the same. I gave her what sounded like a reasonable explanation to me. Albeit, I did it with a bit of an awkward smile. Shitori-san. No, actually, Kaicho? My bad, but I think I'm going to attend. I'll come by for introductions and the rest later. Kaicho made a slightly snarky remark. Already showing me the rebellious side you warned me of, I think? No, it's not that exactly. Just, technically, I'm not your servant yet. so I don't really have to obey you. Right now, I mean. I smiled awkwardly while explaining the technicality, causing Kaicho to sigh defeatedly. That is correct, I suppose. Very well, I see Kuan. Enjoy yourself for today. Welcome to the student council. I'll be awaiting your arrival after school. Then, we'll commence the ritual and make it official. Ria-senpai interjected happily. After the celebration, that is, Ria-senpai exclaimed it with a wide smile, immediately giving me the impression that she enjoys messing with her friend. Naturally, Kaicho deadpanned. Right, of course. Thank you, Rias. Ria-senpai giggled afterward, which sounded cute. Anyway, with that, she let us out. Come then, Asia, Issei-kun. Let's not keep everyone else waiting in the club room. I waved back, bidding farewell to my new fellow student council members. As I followed Ria-senpai, I talked with Asia. On my mind, though, I was left wondering. Soon, my life as a human will end, and my life as a devil will begin. I wonder, how will it turn out from now on? Only time will tell. Whatever happens, please be sure to watch over me, Aji-chan, Ero-sensei. I'll do my best to make you both proud. End.